What's going on, everybody? It's Anthony from hashtag Be the Change. I know I got to get close to this microphone because it's directionally you're creepy looking. We were going on late tonight. We're going to be starting early in the morning. I know some of you guys are asking about Cash. I'm on Cash's page in all of our pages. Let's see if we can get some of the numbers up to share it. Just want to talk a little bit about the event we've got coming up. Kevin from Be the Change and Liberty Revolt is helping out in this event, and we are going to have a bunch of speakers coming tomorrow, and we have decided yesterday to do a live stream on top of the in-person, which I know a lot of people are having travel issues, not feeling well, etc. Omnipotent Cron or whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know.
It's Omicron Persei.
Oh, got it. Thank you. You always got to be super technical. They probably can't hear you because it's so directional. I don't think we should be this close, probably.
I can just get in here with you.
This is super awkward and probably going to be spreading corona. Anyways, so guys, I'm putting the link in the bottom. If you guys want to attend the summit, we have got Bedros Keuilian. I will be speaking. Ray Kerr, Jason Redman, Navy SEAL, and Army Ranger is speaking. You've got Eric Konovalov. We have Nick Vujicic. He will be speaking as the keynote on the last day. We have Ryan Weaver, who is a Black Hawk down?
Yeah.
Black Hawk helicopter pilot, previous veteran. His brother passed away in service 17 years ago. Now that it is midnight. So it'll be starting at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But you'll be able to, if you go ahead and get the ticket, you'll be able to watch it for the next couple weeks if you can't watch all of it. But it's going to be 2 full days of speakers. I didn't even name them all off. Martha Krejci, Bobby Sausalito. I got to talk to Ian Wendt and Bobby Sauce tonight.
Jocko Booyens, you're going to skip
Yaku. God, get it right. What a dick.
I've only seen him like 5 times.
You've seen Yaku?
Yeah.
Where'd you see him at?
Multiple Turning Point events, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's too late for me to be proper.
So you watched a little bit of the CNN coverage of the insurrection today. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, it was wonderful, y'all. I don't know if you saw the chyrons they had going on there.
Chiron?
Yeah, it's called the chyron.
What's a chiron?
It's the thing. It's the thing that runs around the bottom. So they had chyrons. Don Lemon today was talking about, and I quote, it was the 2 brave defenders of democracy who stood in the Capitol and kept our country safe. Today was the most biased, blatantly misinforming event you've ever heard. You would think that they burned the Capitol building to the ground and took a giant dump on the White House lawn on their way out of Washington, D.C.
So Joe didn't know that, not Joe, we don't have Joe Biden in the room. It's my buddy Joe. Did not know that Kamala Harris referred to the to January 6th in the same reference as September 11th and Pearl Harbor.
Yes. Yeah. I think combined couple thousand Americans died on those days. Almost. Combined? Yeah. Apparently, Ashley Babbitt's life was worth about 5,000 in comparison. No, it's
the police officer that committed suicide like 3 days later, related, maybe unrelated, not knowing, completely ignoring any of the BLM riots, and the police officers that committed suicide in 2020, but forget about it. Those equal the same as Pearl Harbor and in 9/11.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest attack on the American soil. Our capital's been burned to the ground literally by the British, but this was worse, right? Oh, yeah. This was significantly worse, and my heart just goes out to all the people who are affected, having to see the sight of people waving Trump flags on our Capitol.
I went through all my photos from last year, and I could not find a single Confederate flag. I remember seeing one on all the thousands of flags, and they said that's the only pictures you see is the Confederate flags of that day. It is targeted opposition.
You see the Confederate flag, but then if you look at Antifa protests where they're waving the communist flag, that's forgotten. That's not treated anywhere similar. That's not given the same kind of disdain, despite the disproportionate amount of death that one caused over the other. But they're out here pushing a narrative that there's a Democratic Party that is absolutely terrified of the 2022 midterms, so they need to jump on every single possible opportunity to spin the narrative in their direction because things are crumbling around them right now. So of course they're going to take January 6th and they're going to make you. They literally MSNBC and CNN wall to wall coverage all day long. January 6th, January 6th, January 6th, the insurrection, the revolt. I don't know about you, but I don't know of many insurrections that were started by a group of supposedly gun-loving nut jobs who did not bring a single gun along the way with them to take over the government. So
they're literally arguing over one photo of a guy that looks like it could have been a gun.
yeah, these are
one photo.
These are Trump supporters. Like, I'm assuming there was a couple million guns owned between the 700 people that were there.
You mean in the building?
Yeah.
Not the 700,000 people that were there that day, because it probably was quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, I'm assuming these guys. You had guys in body armor that didn't bring their guns. This was not an insert. This was not. It is not what they said it was. But
you're starting law school shortly.
Yeah.
How can you call an event something when not a single human being was charged with it?
Oh, because this is not a legal thing. It doesn't matter what the courts are charging anybody with. They don't care about what the truth is. They care about what they need the truth to be. That's all that matters, is what they need the truth to be, because they can say all they want. Rachel Maddow just won a court case by claiming she is an entertainer and not a news anchor. Say the Alex Jones defense, the same one they give at the same one that allows them to give Alex Jones a bunch of crap. She just used that defense in court and won, because she's not actually news. She's entertainment. She's opinion. But they're going to present it as fact. And so they're not giving any kind of factual information. They're giving a narrative they want to be victorious. So happy January 6th, everybody. I hope that yours was full of revolting.
Liberty, is that a Liberty Revolt?
Yeah, I hope you filled it with a Liberty Revolt today.
Yeah. So again, tomorrow I'll be when I'm speaking on specifically, I'm right around 3:00 Central Time. I'm also helping open the event with Barb and Dave. But again, I didn't mention them. It's really Barb and Dave's event with American Snippets. Barb is a Gold Star wife that her husband was killed in the line of duty by another soldier, actually, and she's dedicated her whole life to. Very recently, she's been author and dedicated her life to making our country great again. Not the way that Trump refers to it, but just trying to bring back what makes America so great. And I'll be speaking tomorrow on overcoming failure mixed with what's going on in the country. We'll take a question. Are you taking questions? And if so, I'm wondering, is there any chance to federalize our elections? What does she mean by that?
Hopefully they don't get federalized. So as of the way it stands right now, the states are in charge of running elections, determining how elections are done, and they have the power to do it as they please. Federal government has no power over it. But of course, they would like to federalize it, because the more you can consolidate power into one location, the more control you have over it. And by federalizing it, you would be able to mandate states like Texas, Florida, all the red states have to do mail-in balloting, mail-in voting, preventing photo ID kind of stuff. So it is specifically expressly against the Constitution to do so. The Constitution gives the states, it expressly is written that the states have the right to do the votes, to hold elections, and that is specifically not a federal responsibility. But since when has the Constitution stopped these politicians from doing anything? So
Schumer, talking about the filibuster. So what I saw today, and I don't know how much you saw this, and I'll ask you, Kevin. I saw a bunch of every speech turned about how horrific a day it was turning it into a conversation about voting rights. So clearly there is something, the way that the dogs are in your room,
yeah, I know.
the way that it's being posed as a way to counterbalance the change in voting rights, or to actually, I guess, force it upon the American public that the Democrats have their way in terms of, and that's almost federalizing the vote in a way.
It is.
But looking at it was very interesting, because ultimately they did the same thing. Like, insurrection is a term that's used as entertainment, because again, there was no insurrection if nobody was charged on it. When it comes to voting rights, they kept using catchphrases like, this is the beginning of Jim Crow. They're trying to force Jim Crow all over again. They're not allowing, they're forcing voter suppression without giving any examples, because the only major example they can give is voter ID. Voter ID laws are completely ridiculous to consider that as voter suppression anymore. That's the country we live in. For God's sakes, you have apps on your phone showing whether or not you've been V'd. So it's a failed game. They're using tag words to manipulate the American people.
Yeah, well, considering that did not vote as the largest voting block in any given election, if you're going to use the phrase, if you're going to try to make the claim that voter suppression, voter ID, these kinds of things are somehow, some way suppressant or racist, as they like to say, then the question becomes, well, are black people, brown people underrepresented in the votes? No. Black people, a higher percentage of the black voting population votes than the white voting population, and black and brown people vote at higher rates than white people do in our country. There is not voter suppression going on there. It's weird that they try to say that having ID to vote is somehow racist, yet having to have a vaccine card is not.
V card. Work on your words.
I know. I'm used to the radio. If you guys want to hear uncensored every morning,
uncensored. You can't use swear words on
there. Yeah, no swear words, but I can talk about any topic.
It's funny. So, anyways, guys, I'll be talking tomorrow about overcoming failure and what's going on in our country, helping the event start tomorrow morning. Again, it's 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern. I will be talking about where we are as a country and looking to the positive and where we can go. You're going to hear some amazing speeches. We've got Tom Brano, who is an artist, performance artist, and does paintings while he's performing. He's right before me, and then Jason Redman is right after me. And again, just wall-to-wall speakers the whole weekend. Make sure you find a way to check it out. It's 17 home in Texas. I met Cash. Nicole, a few pages left out here. Love it. So here it is, guys. If you want, go ahead and click on that link. It is $17.76. You don't have to watch it live. You can watch bits and pieces live. It'll be available for replay for a couple weeks. It is a zero profit event. That's just the basic paywall we put in there of $17.76 to be able to see it. We've tested the live stream. The audio is great. You'll get the concert tomorrow night with Ryan Weaver. You'll get to hear all the speeches. So do that. And essentially, it's a $17.76 donation. And you get also the content of some of the best patriotic speakers in the country that are also going to gear towards business and overcoming failure, overcoming adversity, all these great things. So I hope you join us. And yeah, take care. Go to bed. Good idea. I'm going to get some sleep because I got to be up in about 5.5 hours. So catch you guys. Glad to have Kevin here. Unfortunately, Casey could not make it either. Could Eric. Plans happen, and welcome to 2021 and the travel issues and family issues, and that's life. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Please support us, buy those tickets, and you'll get the link right away. I'm putting it up one last time. God bless. Good night. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you tomorrow. I gotta hit the button. There we go.